New information today about Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's proposal to ban open drug use in the city. His office announcing the ordinance will go before City Council next Wednesday, June 28th. It will amend the city's public consumption of alcohol ordinance and, according to the mayor's office, has the support of Portland Police and the Multnomah County District Attorney. Mayor Wheeler says it does not overturn Measure 110, but more help is needed as the law works itself out.
As we navigate these uncharted waters, we're forced to wait for better substance abuse recovery resources. But local governments have an obligation to do what we can to protect our community right now. We must focus on both public safety and public health concerns, especially in public spaces.
Those convicted of violating the ordinance may receive a fine up to $500 or up to 6 months in jail. As KATU has reported, the ordinance also has the support of City Commissioners Rubio, Ryan, and Mapps. Commissioner Renee Gonzalez has not provided us with comment yet. This is a developing story. Keep it live on KATU for full coverage of next week's City Council meeting.
We're not going to arrest our way out of the addiction and the homeless and the mental health crisis that we have in our city. But we do need, police officers need tools to go and interdict the more acute issues.
Tonight, we're hearing from law enforcement about Mayor Ted Wheeler's proposed ban on open drug use in Portland. Mayor is set to release more details about that ban tomorrow, but already police and most of the city council seem to agree it's needed in order to tackle the city's drug crisis. Good evening. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. KATU's Emily Gersh spoke with the president of the Police Association and with one of the city commissioners about the ordinance. She joins us live now. So, Emily, does the police union think the law will reduce the use of hard drugs like fentanyl in public?
Yeah, Deb, well, the president of the Portland Police Association says the ordinance is a tool to help officers crack down on drug use and also hopefully deter drug users from out of state from coming to Oregon.
Would you say there's a direct correlation between the passage of Measure 110 and the increase in illegal drug use in the city of Portland?
Yes, 100%.
For the president of Portland Police's union, Aaron Schmautz, Mayor Ted Wheeler's proposed ban on open drug use is a step towards a drug-free city, but not a panacea.
The issues that we're talking about are happening every single day on Portland streets, and police officers need the tools to go and do their jobs. Having the ability to stop and interdict problems, even low-level issues, leads to the lessening of the larger issues.
The city of Portland has seen a dangerous surge in the use of fentanyl since 2019. And according to Schmautz, it became worse when the state passed Measure 110 in 2020, decriminalizing the possession of hard drugs and leading to what he calls drug tourism.
Maybe you're in Idaho or you're in southern Washington or Northern California, and you're like, if I'm in my state, if I engage in this conduct, I'm a felon. But if I just drive across the border, if I engage in this conduct, I might get a ticket. But the police officers also don't have the time to do that, so there's a pretty good chance nothing's going to happen.
So far, KATU News has confirmed the ordinance has the support of Portland City Commissioners Rubio, Mapps, and Ryan.
I think Measure 110, the passage of it, has confused people that do public safety on the ground, and this is a chance to clarify and level set that.
And while Schmautz says the Portland Police Bureau remains understaffed, he says the proposed ordinance ultimately sets a precedent that open drug use will not be tolerated.
The aspiration is to develop societal accord around what we're going to allow on our streets, setting boundaries that are reasonable to allow for good livability, and giving police officers tools to address the issues.
And the mayor's office says we'll learn more about the proposed ordinance tomorrow, and it will be fully unveiled on Friday. Live at City Hall, Emily Gersh, KATU News.
Portland's growing substance abuse problems have exploded to deadly and disastrous proportions. This year alone, Portland Police Bureau has already initiated over 100 suspected overdose death investigations. According to data from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, the state of Oregon ranks #1 in the nation for adults and teens reporting an illicit drug use disorder in the past year. This is an issue that erodes not only public health, but also public safety. We've all heard stories of people walking down the street and finding themselves in a cloud of unknown smoke and having to seek medical treatment for what they've just unwillingly inhaled. Additionally, needles, and tinfoil often litter our sidewalks as people lay nearby, unconscious or worse. Currently, under Measure 110, law enforcement may issue an up to $100 civil citation for drug possession that can be waived if the recipient contacts a phone number for drug treatment assessment. Since Measure 110 took effect in early 2021, thousands of these citations have been issued throughout the state, but resulted only in 189 treatment assessments. And there's no other backstop if the citation is ignored. Clearly, this is not working as it was intended to. As we navigate these uncharted waters, we're forced to wait for better substance abuse recovery resources. But local governments have an obligation to do what we can to protect our community right now. We must focus on both public safety and public health concerns, especially in public spaces. That's why next Wednesday, I'll be bringing to City Council a new ordinance that will address the loophole between legal possession of controlled substances and public use of those substances. This ordinance would amend our public consumption of alcohol ordinance to include controlled substances and outline clear and familiar expectations. This is a common sense approach. We must make it clear that people cannot use drugs in public spaces. I appreciate that this ordinance has support from the Portland Police Bureau and the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office, but it's going to take all of us working together to make the kind of systemic change our city desperately needs. Let me be clear, this is not a fix for addiction, nor will it be possible to change people's behavior overnight. We ask community members not to call 911 if you see somebody using drugs unless there's an urgent life or safety concern. Importantly, neither the city nor the Portland Police Bureau control whether the sheriff will allow officers to arrest offenders or how courts could impose sentences under this ordinance. But we fully support finding alternatives to criminal punishment that can help people get the treatment and the services they need. We must acknowledge that the city and the Portland Police Bureau do not currently have the resources to address every instance of drug use in public spaces, but we have to start somewhere. Bolstering resources and recruitment at the Portland Police Bureau remain top priorities for my administration. In the last year and a half, we've hired over 100 newly sworn officers, and recruiting levels continue to be strong. We've advocated strongly and support the governor's efforts to clear the backlog at the state academy so that those hires can finally begin their lengthy training. This effort will take time, but we're committed to improving public safety with the resources we have while our restaffing efforts are underway. Our public spaces must be safe for Portlanders of all ages to collectively enjoy. Thank you.